Big developments in the world of UFD, big developments in the world of crypto. We're going to talk about the reasons why during this video, but somebody brought something up in the comments that to me could be big breaking news. JRD, excuse me, I'm going to pull this comment up, said, hold on, let me get the whole screen for you guys to see this. Said, does a DEX or a person own 4% of the supply? When did that even happen? So I was not aware that was going on. I've talked about the fact that somebody smart, right? Either a company, another crypto project, who knows, is going to start buying large amounts of UFD at these value levels. If it's a company, if it's another crypto project, they're going to get awesome publicity. They're going to get us, the UFD army, behind them. So I can't corroborate this at this point. If somebody could send me, I know you guys are way better at looking into this stuff than I am, some information. Does someone or some entity at this point own 4% of our outstanding beans? And if it's you, let us know, okay? Maybe they're wanting to accumulate more, undercover, whatever. But to me, this is good news. And it comes back to this. We'll touch on this briefly, guys. A post that I put out over the weekend that got a lot of attention. And let's make sure we can get the right one up here. I said that a big company, a game maker, or fellow crypto project, that they would get a massive benefit from buying a big amount of our beans. They would get the herd behind us. Could it be a big tier one exchange? You never know, right? Who knows? Now would be a great time for a big exchange like Binance or Coinbase to acquire a large amount of beans, for potential, and I want to emphasize potential listings. Or could it be just a big investor, part of the meme coin cabal, who's decided that they want to move in, right? I mean, that's what happened with Fartcoin. It was a cabal coin, wasn't a community-driven project like ours. And I love Fartcoin, much respect. I'm not putting down the project or the community in any way, shape, or form. We love the fact that Fartcoin has a $800 million market cap, because it shows us where we can go with a project that truly is community-driven, truly is the people's coin. Speaking of which, we had the HTX raid yesterday. We had the HTX meme contest last week, a huge success. As a matter of fact, we even got a post here that I'm going to pull up from you from HTX pointing out something very interesting. Here we go. Big shout out to @officialUFD. Loving how you're rocking the HTX logo and all those unicorn memes. Let's keep building side by side. This HTX Appreciation Day and beyond. So great job, guys. Nate the Great, and also Resilient Jack. Sorry, we're getting a little technical glitches going on here, but the community did an unbelievable job. And guys, let's remember something very critical. We at UFD right now. Oh shoot, hold on here. I don't want to do that. I almost ended the stream. That would have been the shortest one ever. But we at UFD, this community, this project being absolutely unique, truly a unicorn, we have the recipe for success. Okay. We have the community. But on top of that, the recipe is very, very simple. The more DHDs, you know what a DHD is? That's a diamond hoof duster. The more narwhals, the more whales, the more everyday people like you and I become diamond hoof dusters, right? The closer we get to creating a situation, it's simple math, right? Where there are limited number of UFD beans on the market. In every single day, hoof by hoof, we're getting closer. It's really simple. All the other stuff, having some voice problems, is noise, absolute noise. So keep up the good work. And I'm going to show you some data here in a little bit. Before we do that, this is awesome. Our friend Gimmicks, who started the Duster Gang NFT project, announced this morning. This is great news. Hold on here. I'm all over the place. That's me announcing. Well, hey, let's touch on that. I did announce I am going to be purchasing beans today over the weekend. I told you guys that any money I get from the Ledger affiliate link that I have, the Ledger affiliate link, I will be using to buy UFD beans. That will occur within the next 48 hours. Honestly, probably, hopefully this morning. I get to use my Ledger Flex. I get to use the Ledger Live app. I love it. Since we're on the subject, thank you, Ledger, for sponsoring Ron's Basement. Okay, it's a big honor for us to have you, and I will have the big honor again of using this. Here's one right here. That's the Solana edition of the Ledger Flex and that Ledger Live app. And of course, there's the new Ledger Recovery Key, which is awesome as well. So just again, I pledge transparency from the very beginning. When I wrote out my rules that I would live by while doing this project, one of which was I will always be 100% transparent with anything I do, any buys, any sells of unicorn fart dust beans. The only thing I've done since then over the last 9 months is buy beans. Yes, I did sell some during the first, I think, 30 hours. I didn't know what I was doing. I sold them at like, I don't know, a fraction of what they're worth now. So like I always say, I'm not a financial advisor. However, like I just said to you, from the time that I told you on like the 30th hour of this project, I will always be 100% transparent. No rug pulls, only rug pushes here with UFD. So I hope you guys are doing great this morning. I hope you had a great weekend. Let's move on now to see if I can get the right screen to come up. Here we go. This is from our friend Gimmicks. Big, exciting news. Okay. He's wrong one. Hold on here. All right, there we go. And don't you love Gimmicks with the carrot behind it? That carrot, that carrot always makes me smile. But he says, I'll be taking a page out of DJ Litna's book, and I'll be starting a live art stream for the UFD community. This is my first session starting this weekend. I'll be streaming my comic art, Duster Gang art, and other NFTs, including one-of-ones, and even doing tricks and tips for other artists. I've been meaning to do this for ages. And so now's the time. Stay tuned. It's going to be fun. Horns up. Yo, okay, good job, Gimmicks. And for those of you, again, who don't know who Gimmicks is, he's a key community member, lives in Australia, creator of the Duster Gang NFT project, which has helped support Susie and I, helped support the community, but a really great guy, really a great guy, loved in this community, and a very talented artist, okay, very successful artist. He does tattoo work. He does some street, like graffiti type work, and obviously does incredible work with NFTs and incredible work helping support our UFD community. All right, let's go look at these holders. We talked earlier, the recipe for success for unicorn fart dust is absolutely simple. DHDs, diamond hoof dusters. And let's look at the latest data that we're getting regarding what's going on in that regard. This first part came out from Deep Agents, and here we go. All right, okay, analysis of UFD holders and whales and KOLs. Most of them are keep holding. Pingu and Fartcoin whales are in. That was the part that was surprising to me. So this shows a lot of data about what the whales are doing. We've got a clearer data on that I'm going to share with you in a second, but the part that got me was down here. We've got some Pingu whales, and we love Pingu. We love that community and what they're doing. We've got Popcat whales, Pop-Tart, Popcart, you know what I'm saying. And we have Fartcoin whales. So guys, big whales continue to come into our community, which is always good news. But then we got this data from the Bullion Duster. UFD, top 250 wallets have 4 new holders, okay? First buy in less than 15 days, no sales. One wallet joined UFD on Saturday with 1.2 million beans in one go. Diamond hooved percentage of top 250 wallets increases to 63.2%. Okay, 158 holders. All right, so of our top 250 holders, we've got almost 2/3 of them who I believe that to qualify as diamond hoof means they're more than 90 days holding the UFD coin. So super exciting. On Wednesday, guys, I'm going to be doing a spaces with this community, Can Do. I'm just learning about them, and several community members are really optimistic about what this community is doing and how we might be able to learn from them, work together. So you can tune in this Wednesday. That's going to be at noon Eastern, and I put that link up. I'll put it up again. But one thing they're doing that I found very interesting, it's a real community-driven project like ours. They've actually created, as you can see on the screen here, an energy drink, which I think is really awesome. And, I'm thinking, hey, man, you never know. I could see unicorn fart dust energy drink at some point. Check that out. Can do energy drink. And again, that'll be Wednesday at noon. Big news this week. Let's talk about the macro economy, guys, because what's going on with the Fed, what's going on with the general economy will impact the overall crypto world. And we know that a week from Wednesday, Thursday, so next Wednesday or Thursday, we're going to hear from Jerome Powell at the United States Federal Reserve about interest rates. Everybody's clamoring for an interest rate cut. Right now, there's like 100% chance that we're going to get a quarter percentage point interest rate cut, but there is a pretty decent chance that we could actually get a half percentage point interest rate cut. 50 basis points is how the fancy people like to refer to that. But this week, we're going to get big key inflation data, and that will have an impact on what the expectations are for what the Fed will do. So this is what you're going to be hearing about in the news, the general economic news all this week, is this Wednesday and Thursday of this week, financial inflation data that'll be coming out. And I got just one. Here we go. What to expect. Wall Street is already looking ahead to key inflation reports later this week. The producer price index, that's called the PPI, so that's like the wholesale prices on Wednesday, and the CPI, the one that supposedly affects you and I, on Thursday. Together, this data will offer fresh insight into the strength of the economy after last week's softer than expected August jobs print, as questions about a recession start to emerge. So the Fed is in a really bad spot. Guys, it's called stagflation. I'm not going to go off on a big long rant about the economy, but basically the Fed is now in a position where they're cutting interest rates while we already have high inflation. And we're going to learn later this week if that inflation situation has gotten any worse. We haven't really felt the impact of the tariffs, and now there's a question whether the tariffs are going to go through. But the big key takeaway here is that the Fed is cutting rates when inflation is way higher than it should be, and that's on an official level. Most people know that the unofficial inflation numbers are even higher. When the Fed cuts rates, that actually makes inflation worse. It's because the Fed is up a creek without a paddle. They're in a box, okay? They're boxed in. Okay, what they need, they're going to need to cut rates to help stimulate the economy. And we're going to look at this, an interesting fact that's going on in the job market to help the job market, that type thing. But when they do that, that's going to make inflation even worse. So then when they have to fight inflation 6 months or a year from now, that potentially has gotten out of control, they're going to have to raise rates, and that'll make the job market, that'll make the economy even worse. So we are in we're in stagflation. It's a situation, it's an environment that will be very conducive for things like crypto, things like precious metals. Stay tuned. And here's a great little clip that shows us just how difficult things are getting right now out there in the job market. This comes from a recruiter. Recruiters know before anybody else what's really happening out in the job market. And listen to this short 50-second clip from a recruiter.
I'm a recruiter and I work in the life sciences industry. I posted a position yesterday on LinkedIn for a data scientist role. The role's remote. It filters out anyone that doesn't live in the US, has knockout questions for people just to make sure that they meet the qualifications for the role. So active applications, I log in today, over 600. Taking a look through all of the applications, every single person is qualified. I have to go through and reject over 600 people for a job that these people probably well deserve because our market is crashing. I've never seen anything like this in the 11 years that I've been recruiting. The job market is awful right now.
Okay, so there we got it straight from a recruiter. Oh, hold on here, guys. Let's get this back up here, and boom, there we go. Hey, that's a recruiter talking about a high-end tech job and getting 600 applications for one job in the tech field, which is supposed to be so hot, right? But on top of that, think about it. That's also in the life sciences field, which is a segment of the economy, a segment of the job market that's supposed to be insulated from a lot of the other more volatile segments of the economy. The job market, and I'm hearing this as well. I actually, years ago, for several decades, ran a small recruiting firm, executive recruiting firm. I placed executives at big companies, mostly here in St. Louis. I also put people on long-term contract jobs. I had like 20 employees at one point out working. Okay. The recruiters know before anybody else what is going on. I'm far removed from that industry, but still talk to people in that industry. And they're all saying the same thing that she just said. Something switched massively in the economy in the last 2 months. Again, what that's going to require is a opening the floodgates of liquidity by the Fed. They're going to have to essentially print money, and that is going to be good for crypto. That will filter down, I believe, to unicorn fart dust as well. I'm not trying to be a big, the sky is falling, but when the recruiters start saying that the job market is drying up, that's usually a very, very bad sign for what could be coming for us all within the general economy. Don't forget, guys, we have the recipe for success. Okay, day by day by day. Hey, it's a new day. We did it again. This community continues to forge itself. The community continues to grow in a quality manner. Quality people standing behind what is truly the people's coin. Let's not forget about that, right? Other people say it. Talk is cheap. What we do, what we have done, what we do, what we continue to do, demonstrates to the world, demonstrates to crypto that we are the true people's coin. It's one of our hidden strengths. And because of the fact, right, that we have this community that has created everything within Unicorn Fart Dust. I didn't do this. You did this. This is as much your project as it is, quote unquote, my project. Yes, I'm the developer. Yes. Okay, no doubt about it. But everything that UFD is right now is because of the people. That makes us the true people's coin, right? And because our community, because of the strength, because of the way we can grow, we have unlimited potential within the community. But on top of that, what is so exciting, and please realize the power that we have. This is our opportunity, right? We have this opportunity to create unlimited utility, because in UFD, that is our utility. That is our community, and the power that we have as a community to support other projects, to support other companies, to grow and grow and grow truly is unlimited. I want you to have a good day. Be good to yourself. I'll be back tomorrow. Okay. Be good to yourself, because that will give you a platform from which to be good to other people. Take care. I'll see you soon. Let's go, UFD.